Bliss and Grit is an entirely listener-supported show. Supporting us is also designed to support you through keeping the episodes rolling, but also through rewards for your donation, like a getting started guide, a private forum, and downloadable meditations. To become a supporting member, you can visit patreon.com/Bliss and Grit. Hello, beautifuls. You're listening to Bliss and Grit. I'm Brooke Thomas, and I'll be joined soon by my dear friend and co-host, Vanessa Scotto, as well as our special guest today, David Thomas. On the show, we're talking about being on the awakening path, and what does that actually mean? What is a real evolution of our lives? How do we ultimately embrace everything, all the beauty and crazy, the joys and the messes, the bliss and the grit that is a human life? As I mentioned, today we're talking with David Thomas. David is a self-realization teacher, speaker, and writer living in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Through the practice of self-inquiry and meditation, he's acquired a deeper understanding of the inner self and true liberation. And David now seeks to support individuals in their pursuit of self-realization through his writing and speaking. The insights he shares within his videos, quotes, and poems are created to help nurture the healing of individuals seeking release from their pain and suffering. All of his teachings come from his personal experience, so he gives an inside perspective from being lost in ignorance to finding the truth within. So we found David through another interview he gave, and we were both immediately struck by what a bright light he is. And we were also really struck by the depth of pain that he had come from. In fact, the moment that he met God, so to speak, or had a major realization was during a near-death experience as a result of a suicide attempt. And hearing and meeting him now, his clarity and his heart really shine through. And I think you're going to immediately get a feel for that in our conversation with him. David has a very clear way of pointing out what conditioning actually is, how we're programmed, and how we lose connection to life. His clarity on what the being is, what direct experience is, versus our thoughts about ourselves can really rock your world in this talk if you sit with it. And his insights on the dark times that we're living through as a result of how we've all shut down our hearts is spot on. And David points out that the heart always sees the truth, is always speaking the truth, but we're so caught off from it that we don't feel it breaking and we don't feel it crying out. He also talks about the power actually of rock bottom, and that when you're really broken, that is in many ways when you're closest to God, and you can use that as a way immediately into God. Listening to David, you can really feel what it means to be a being who is living from a very awake perspective and from the perspective of eternity, someone who is out of the way that we think about time and who understands the creator natures that we all have at our core. It was an absolute joy to talk with him. And if you want to find more of his work, you can do that most easily via his YouTube channel, which is Enlightened Mindz with a Z. If you're enjoying our show, you can support us in a few different ways. You can subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or subscribe to our YouTube channel. You could leave a review on iTunes or Facebook, or head to the website, blissandgrit.com, to get subscribed to our weekly digest. And of course, you can become a supporting member at patreon.com/Bliss and Grit. We also both work with clients privately as they navigate this path, so sessions with us can also be another way to support our work and at the same time get support for yourself. Okay, here we go.
Hi, Brooke, and hi, David. We're so excited to have you on the show.
What's up? What's up?
Well, we were just starting to talk about what we were going to talk about, right? And It already started to take shape. I have a feeling we are just going to have a lot to say, and we really don't know where it's going to go. So we're going to pick a beginning, and then we're just going to trust life, you being our version of life today.
That's what it is.
So, when we first heard you on the Buddha at the Gas Pump podcast, and you shared your life story, which is a really powerful story. And I recommend people go there and listen to that. you also have a beautiful YouTube channel where people can go and they can get a sense of a lot of your teachings. You have a lot of free wisdom to share, right?
Yeah.
So we're just going to cherry pick a little bit, a few of the things that hit Brooke and I personally. So, when we talk about Bliss and Grit, sometimes Brooke and I shorthand it. And when people say, what are you doing? We say, well, we're having conversations about being human. And, we're both academics, we're intellectuals, but a while back it fell away to be interested in talking about concept. We want to speak and explore direct experience for ourselves and in the world. And one of the things you bring through so unbelievably is direct experience. And not just that, but breaking down the attachment we have to concept and how very deeply we've been conditioned and programmed by our lineages, by our society, by whatever culture we're participating in. Starting from when you were a kid in school, all the way through the military, all the way through now, you have a really nice way of bringing forward just how conditioned we are and kind of, on the other side of that, what we're waking up from. So I thought we could start there. We could start with just seeing where you go when we bring up the topic of conditioning and mistaking who we are for a concept.
So it's everything. So this is what happened. God created us and all was good. And that's really what it is. But this is what happened. We start thinking about ourselves rather than being one with God. Being it is the heart. Your heart is always, right? So we go from being creators, that's the image of God, creators. You think anything, it happens. Anything in this world that we see is a thought. But then we have to start to realize, what do you think about the most? Me. But how do you think of yourself? And this is the problem. I'm unworthy. I don't have enough. I'm lacking. I'm small. I'll never get there. I'm not going to make it. All these things. And we're stuck in that. There's an inner voice that's always telling you what you can't do, what you won't be. But we have to start pulling these strings, and that's what it's all about. When you pull the string, how did this happen? You get to the truth. Most people can't handle the truth. And that's why we're in such a dark time. Most people don't even realize we're at a dark time. Yeah. But it's in your heart. You can feel this.
Wow. You think most people don't realize that? Because that's like, wow, how are you missing it?
And they don't, because I'll give you an example. If I set myself on fire and I said, I'm on fire. And I said it again. Hey, no, look, I'm on fire. And 30 minutes from now, I'm still trying to get your attention to tell you I'm on fire. What is that? See, that's where we're at. We're unconscious.
Yeah.
We're saying it. And this is why the mind is so beautiful. It'll break it down how we're getting tortured. It'll tell you exactly who's doing, where they're doing, why they're doing, when they're doing it. And then we'll carry on.
Right.
But then the heart suffers. Because what you're seeing, right, when we see these things over and over and over, we feel these things. But the thoughts don't feel. The mind doesn't feel. The being feels. But we have lost ourselves to what we're thinking. It's like the lens. But the controller of that lens is the whole society. The whole system. See, when I say the whole system, pay attention when I like this. Go to school, get a degree, get a job. Everyone has been going to school, getting degrees. Where's the jobs?
Yeah.
You see? But I say it, we agree. Now what? the conditioning, back to work.
Yeah.
You see, that's the conditioning. We know that the health plans don't work. Carry on.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing works. The cage is getting tighter and tighter. There, you got 3 jobs. You got just to maintain life, to go back to your 3 jobs. Everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how it's supposed to be? No one wants it like that. But carry on.
Mm-hmm.
That's the condition. And then we don't understand that the mind itself is the conditioning. We've been taught logic, but do we use it? Because some people run to like science and I'm a logical being. Was logical, we're all dying. Let me point it out with all your logic. Mm-hmm. But if we really start to use these things that we don't understand, like logic, it's illogical. The numbers for us to be breaks the logic. Your breath, taking a breath right now breaks, it's impossible. But let me think about that. And that's what happened.
Right. I'll come up with a reason.
Let me think. Does that make sense? See, you're already being what God created to have a thought about if you like it or not. God is perfect first. Then you got program. Yeah. And the program is to keep up the image of myself, the I, the ego, what you think about me, but not really. What I think you're thinking about me. You see? So I'm always trapped when there's no trap. I'm always trying to break out of what? Myself. The conditioning is you believe there's something outside of yourself. Every smell you experience, every sight you experience, every thought, every energy, every single thing in existence is you. You are it. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. We haven't learned the human. We learned to think about the human. How fast can a human run? Who's the best?
Yeah.
Who cares? That's an opinion of who? You. Whoever you say. See, when we don't realize what we are first, what God created first, the truth, we're lost in ourselves. We're lost in our own greatness. We're literally lost in ourselves, our lower selves, our bodies, our cravings, lust, addiction, things like these. Because how can I want to put the bottle down, but it don't want to put me down. Mm-hmm. The mind, the habits. No one ever told us we're creating a being. You're a creator. And if you don't realize that aspect, whatever they show you, television, whose vision are they telling you? That's his story. What about your story?
Right.
What about her story? Missing. See, none of it's right. It's just an opinion that kept going.
Right.
You're trained first. And then your mom trained your mom, and then her mom trained her, and training. So what we're talking about is human domestication.
That's right.
You're not trapped. You're trapped in your mind. Don't these work? Don't your feet work? See, we are so trapped, we don't even hear ourselves. See, because you're always telling the truth. I'm overweight. Who said that? Who missed that too? The truth. It always slips up. I can't handle this. So why are you handling it?
Right. That's a good one. It's a good question. Right.
I'm unconscious of what I'm saying. My heart is always saying the truth.
That's so interesting. You're pointing to the heart and you're speaking about the heart. And you were talking about how we're in really dark times. And I think one of the markers of that is like how much of the population has unconsciously really shut down their heart, shut down any value of feeling.
because it's pain.
Yeah.
It's part of the whole setup. Because if I keep stabbing you in the heart, you gotta hope to survive. You have to close the heart. That's why we all trapped in the mind. Because and this is enlightenment. Open up your heart. But if you open up your heart, you have to see all the death, all the destruction, and you have to take accountability for who caused it.
Mm-hmm.
Carry on. That's what it is. You have to come face to face to your demon, your monsters, your fears, because it's all you. That's the problem. Mm. You have to look yourself in your soul, and you cannot flinch. You have to open up your heart all the way. And when it hurts, you have to keep it open. Mm-hmm. And then you have to keep it open, and it will hurt more than anything. But you have to be the one to open up your heart, because that's enlightenment. Feel all of it as love. To know the bottom is the greatest thing. Because every step is greater and greater and greater and greater and greater for eternity. But we don't see. People are probably analyzing right now. This is pretty good. I don't know.
Am I going to let myself go to the bottom?
Maybe I'll try it out. What's the right way to go to the bottom? Yeah.
So you'll never get there.
Right.
It is so direct. Because all of it is an illusion. Time. What time is it? Now. Okay, in 2 seconds. Now. See, in the heart, it's always beating. It's always now. It's only now. The magic is always. In the mind, well, I'll set an appointment, have my person call your person, and then we'll try to catch up in the now.
Yeah.
When are you going to get better? Nah. One day. Go get a degree so one day I can be there. Go learn something so one day I can be the best. One day. Keep going. You'll get it one day. Learn some more. You'll get it. But you don't get it. There ain't nothing to get. What you are, you reflect all of eternity. You are awareness. Being. That's the problem. But from your personal experience, what do you really know? I've been running and gunning, reading and experiencing, jumping in the water, out the water, and then I'm still here. Still now. Still. See, the problem is they give us the problem and tell us to fix it. So when I'm trying to be better, a better what? Wait, hold on. A better what? Where did we start? Okay, I'll be better, but where are we going? Wait. You mean to tell me no one knows where we're going?
Where better actually lives.
How do we know when we're better?
We don't, which is what makes people then crazy, because they have an idea that one day I'll be better. And it's an idea they've been striving for, for most of their lives. And then because there's no marker, they're never reaching some idea that they had, which then leaves you feeling like there's a gap. But what's the gap?
The gap is your being from your idea from your being. Believing there's something outside of you. Where are you experiencing everything? Within. See, we're chasing things that don't do anything to us because we're already perfect first. That's what God is, perfect first. So when we want things like marriage, I want to be married and I want the dream life and that's what I'm chasing. Okay, if I gave you a rock, would that make you better? No, I need more than that. A different mineral, a gold one? Well, step your game up. You almost there. Oh, this is a clear one. polish that. A diamond. You feel good now? It's still a rock. What made it different was the way you perceive. But where did you feel it? Within you. It was already there. It's always already there. We're taught outwardly, so we're living life backwards. One day I'll be done. You don't even know where you're trying to go. We don't even know who's trying to get there. So it's all an illusion. But the thing about this is that the illusion kills. It destroys. Just like the devil, right? Come to kill, steal, and destroy.
Yeah.
That's the I. It's like the original weed of the mind, I. And then from that, every little demon of Satan jumps up. I want this. I need that. I want to be this. I want to be that. I. But then we talk about I, you. Then it gets quiet. It's always about you until it's about you. You know all the answers how to fix the world and everything, but here's the mic. No. You get that out of here. Nobody really wants to change it. So this is the game. You don't change one day. You decide, what do you want to be? Now be that now. Everything will line up because you're an inner being. Where you set your awareness at through time. So if you focus on something called the past, which I never seen, where is it? Now? It's right here. It's happening? Where? Yeah. If you were focused on the past, you're reliving these things over and over because your body doesn't know the difference.
Sure.
So when someone punches you, they punch you through time. Over and over and over and over and over until you rewrite this by your being awareness, the all-seeing eye. You look at your past, activating your memory, causing it to happen in your body, rewriting the habit in your mind. This is why people are stuck in their habits, addiction. You looked at it too long and became it. This is why we have to understand who we are. If you don't understand that, whatever they show you, television, you will absorb it and be it unknowingly. And that's the game.
In listening to you speak now, and then in listening to you speak on your YouTube channel and on the Bad Gap interview as well, it seems like from a really young age, you had an understanding, a very clear understanding about the difference between an object, like naming something a thing and saying this is this, and the actual experience of a thing. Like you talked some about being in school and really seeing with clarity, just because they're naming it this object or this formula in math and saying it goes this way, it doesn't actually point to anything. And you're speaking from that place now really gracefully, really beautifully. And I'm curious for those, so one of my favorite Jesus quotes, the kingdom of heaven is within you. And you're also pointing out how the kingdom of hell is within you too. For those
40 days and 40 nights.
That's right.
You sat down and figured this out.
Yeah.
You have to be the stillness, be the awareness, and understand who's the boss. The Holy Spirit, the throne of God, is the I. The awareness that allows to the I. Who is the thought talking to? That is it. And once you understand that, it all breaks down, and it continues to break down. And you be.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Well, with students who are caught, like you're saying, in habit, or that they keep replaying these harmful experiences from their past, and it keeps, going and going, and who feel hooked by that. I mean, I think in part you've pointed to this there has to be willingness, like really wanting, right, to be free. And then sometimes it's like figuring out how to be able to stop the pattern or the habit or being conditioned in this way. For students who come to you with that, how do I stop being consumed by these thoughts or reliving this experience in my past? What kind of pointers would you give them?
First of all, nothing's happening to you. You see, that's the program. Are you here now? I'm here. I love your smile. So what's wrong with you? Oh, let me think of it again.
Right.
That's it. That's the problem. You're still thinking. All you know is thinking. When you get by a person who doesn't have to think, you realize you're thinking. That's why when one of us fully wakes up, we all can wake up. That's why you see everyone under a guru. I never understood it. Like, what is going on?
Right.
His space. You can't be a person around me because I'm not a being. I'm just here. So you keep trying to throw something that don't stick. And I'll be like, I'm here. You'll keep waking up. See, what here is your inner child. That's why we keep smiling. Nothing's happening. Because you're allowing. When we take off the mask, I'm not a mom, I'm not the aunt, I'm not David, I'm not your guru, I'm not your brother, I'm not, what am I? And keep taking it off. Who am I? This is the game. What am I really? Without all the labels. See, what you were talking about is when I went to school, I was taught to label everything. But I spoke before I could spell. That's why they put me in a spell. Spelling. Spell it. Experience it. You see? So everything went into theory, concepts, remembering. So you live in a theory, a concept, and a memory. You got conditioned. The reason I didn't get conditioned is because I'm African American. I literally don't know who the hell I am. I don't have no clue. So the worst thing turned out to be the biggest blessing. Being at the bottom, I only can rise. But it's hurtful. Because I see you as God. Because when it started all the way back, life, everything is sacred. Because everything is you. There's no physical barrier. Your legs need a ground. Your lungs need a sky, an atmosphere. Your blood is water. The food is you. Your lung is the tree. It's all one. It's always been one. The tilt in the axis of the earth rotating allows everything to be the way it is. So we go out into the solar system. Everything that has gravity is impacting everything with gravity. So everything is moving everything. It is impossible for us to be. That's the gift. And when you see that, whatever you think, not it think you can use your mind as a tool as it is supposed to be. You use your imagination, you use your emotions to see within your own being. And then when you say things, it is God and the Word. God, the knower first, speaks power into the creation. Knowing that this is only a creation. Everything of time goes away, but the creator gets better and better and better. That's the love of you. You are eternity. Think back. The whole body has been morphing and changing. Who has watched it morph and change? Your perception has always been the same since a child. That's why it's your inner child. It's too much love. You'll drown in this area. That's why you hold on to your mind. You sure? You sure I can come in? Come on in. It's all love. You sure? Because they said, who are they to say? And why do you give them value over your experience?
Yeah.
It's all you. And it's all simple. It's so simple the mind can't see it. Because it's not a 0 or 1, and you only can see 0 or 1s, a yes or no, or in or out, or up or down. Them or us. Peace or war. The haves and the have-nots. First, there is God.
the conditioning is so deep. I'm so sorry, David. Did I interrupt you? Yeah, the conditioning is so deep. And what I notice is we can feel, instead of like creators, like victims of our circumstances, right? And the delusion can be so believable. It can drive us to suicide. It can create depression, anxiety, self-hatred, other hatred, right? It's so thick for people. So one of the things that's powerful about your story, which is history, but it's a part of what you bring through, is people may say, oh, but my pain is too great. Oh, but I've been through too much. Oh, but you don't understand, what I've faced. So to open my heart, right? Because there's that scary moment when you've been mishandled, when you've been traumatized, when you've been judged and projected on. There's that scary moment when your heart starts to open, where it's like, I don't think I can handle this. There's a reason why I shut it to begin with, right? The being said, not now, can't handle it, right? And
no, the mind said that.
Yeah, the mind says that, right? Like,
the mind makes the fire and talks about the fire.
Yeah. I seem to go like the body mind, because it's almost like the body and the mind have this reaction as the body goes into like fight or flight, and the mind goes, I don't know, this is happening again. And people say, how could I ever face this amount of pain? I can't. And so for you to have the story you have with the level of suffering that's been a part of the human journey you've experienced, I think is really important and inspirational, because it's like, hey man, look at this beautiful light we're sitting with. But you've known hell realms, like you've known the dark quite intimately.
Yeah. Sleep with the demons. Yes.
Yes.
Me and my demon. What's up? Go to bed. I'll try to go to sleep. Insomnia. But you got to accept all of it. See, you don't have to change. That's the thing. That's the problem too. Your eternity. So you can be in torture forever. It doesn't matter. Because since you're in, and this is the trap too, since you are eternity, you'll eventually wake up. I'm just trying to give you the shortcut.
Right. Now would be good.
All right. And then I break it down so you really can't run, and I just leave you to marinate. But that's the love. I am you. You are me. Exactly like our fingers. Different functions, all one hand. We've been trying to chop each other, like Edward Scissor chopping each other up. That's where we're all stuck. If I find the answer and I go in a cave, hey, dude, it's a party out here. It's everybody, right? One for all. That's the problem. No one fully wakes up. So you have to, like when I say sleep with your pain, your suffering, you have to know it so well until you cannot allow it to on any other being in this universe. So you get up and you get into the game. See, no one's attacking their demons. They're hiding, they're blaming. They know they're demons. Look, I'm suffering for this, that. I've been 30 years, look at my pills, and they'll pull out the whole shelf. And I'll say, so let's get it. Well, we'll get back in the time. What time you got? The other habit that kicks in to keep this habit safe. They're all built on each other. You can't break one. They all snap back. See, the problem is you have to cut it all at once. You have to just jump into your fear. I can't say what will happen. I can say there is a God, and if you want this bad enough, God will and is. But you can't think about it. And this is the scary part. You can't save not one thought. You can't save one fear. You can't save anything. Who's really ready to play that game? See, my game caused me to even want to go to suicide. I couldn't understand how, even when I break it down, you don't understand. How is this happening? Think about how math is. Everybody wants to be enlightened. Okay, I'll give you the code. Now what? Well, I never thought it would happen this fast. Let me go think. And yet, I get to watch the world in 2 dimensions, not even 2, in all aspects. But one of them is I'm walking around. Wow, it's weird to say, My personal experience, I only experience God. I only experience love, people waking up, because this space is around me. You come and like forget, like, there was something. Oh, don't worry about it. But from long distance, the calls, it's still hell. People are still suffering. But they're causing their own suffering. They put their suffering before themselves. Mm-hmm. And I had to wake up to this. Because all the stories that I hear is African American, this, that. This is my card. So you're going to see basically your card. Okay, so this is what we got to do. Oh, no. It won't be none of that peace. No. But that's the only way we all make it out. Mm-hmm. You know, we live on a sphere. Nobody wants to hear the truth. That's what Jesus got. No, put him up here, hit him for some charge, but he has no charge. He's just saying the same thing I'm saying. Mm-hmm. God is within, but not God like a separate being from you, because God is all is God. That's why it's pointless. You don't see the God within yourself. But this is why everything is trying to make you what you are not, so you can know what you truly are. It'll push you down until one day you'll blossom. Mm. It's making you perfect. That's the love. We're all accepted already. You don't go to heaven. You are heaven. You allow heaven. There's only love. Mm. It's like you get outside of earth and you take a deep breath. Wait, there's air out here. What the heck? And now what do you do now? Because now your whole, everything you thought for your whole existence doesn't apply. Mm. So it's a death and a birth at the same time. But you have to really jump to be dead. Yeah. So people who are in depression, suicide, they're the closest to God right now. Instead of give up the body, dare to go after your dream. Mm-hmm. Dare to fight these things that are in this world. Use that I'm bulletproof. If I have to die, I damn well will die for a cause. Love. There is no love. Be the love. See, my mantra is be the light. It was very dark. So I don't have no time to like, okay, let's wake you guys up. That doesn't happen here. Because I'm here. Are you here? Mm-hmm. Then it's just a party. Because it's nothing but a party. Mm. That's how you rewrite all these programs. You are so into life and it is so scary, but the people that you are with are so with you that you just don't give a damn, and they keep you lit and you keep going and you keep growing, and you never knew life was a dream. You opened up and the universe got you, and now you can fly. Because we all have each other. Literally, we have phones. On my YouTube channel, I'm starting the whole school and breaking all these things down, but we're still in the oldest paradigm. We're talking about the Buddha. We're talking about Jesus. We're talking about Muhammad. None of them had iPhones or Google. We got to come to the now. So we got to have ancient wisdom in the modern day living. What was it really about? How did we apply that? And what were they trying to point to? And embody that. Not a theory. We don't need any more theories. Theories are to create luxury. The heart is to pass it out to the whole world. Because what's the point? You can have everything and be the loneliest being in this whole thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And you will make a monster if you don't know who you are. You can be so successful and let everybody know that they'll only see you as successful. They'll forget that you're a being. They'll forget that you cry, you hurt, you mess up. They'll forget the human of you, causing you to be lonely, causing you to jump. Because what do you do? When you won the game, you won the whole game and lost everything. Mm-hmm. The only thing that meant something, your soul. Mm-hmm. This is what these words are talking about. And it's not through a book one day. You are the book right now being written. Mm-hmm. How is it going to end? Decided, love, God, the absolute truth. God will be everything. That's my ending. But it's me. The thing about it is free will. You get to make yours too. We don't understand that part.
How would you describe free will? Like, because you're coming at all this from a very clear space. So I'm curious to hear how you would just take on free will is.
Free will and no free will at the same time. See, God made you knowing who you are already. So you're eventually going, it's like I plant a seed. It's an apple tree. Watch this.
Right? Yep. Look, apple tree.
Apples. You're still you.
Right.
That's why you can never mess up, because you're God. That's what animates us. So you're always going to be God. That's the beauty of it. You can never mess up. You only can detach and go in the dark, so dark, come out crazy, and you just love God even more, because God is there waiting for you to come back. Even me at the bottom, even me, if I destroyed this whole universe, I'm still accepted fully. Because I'm only destroying myself. Soon as I hit the button, I kill myself. I experience all that death. That's a soul thing. This is why people say such crazy things and keep going, because they have to keep going. Because when they stop, all of it hits. That's like in the military, post-traumatic stress, anxiety. Because in the action, I'm working 24s, and wait, I think I don't get off of work. Oh, I don't get off of work. Then I finally stop. Let me get my life together. You having nightmares, flashbacks, you seeing dead things, you in realms you don't understand, you seeing kids, you seeing, and you hear all these things here now. So now how do you make it stop? Here's a pill. Well, they don't have a pill for your soul. They don't have a pill for that awareness. And then we go back to what we talk about theory. Has your doctor been in the war? Has your doctor been abused, raped, all these things? Or are you just another prophet, a pill, another number to the person? See, it's a calculator machine out here, and you're a number in it until you become a being, and then you can use your calculator. But we have to wake up. On every level, you have to wake up. That's the hardest part. Because if your body's not right, your energy's not right. If your energy's not right, then your thoughts are not right. If your thoughts not right, your spirit is not right. If your spirit's not right, nothing else, your social, your financial, everything crumbles, your relationship. One for all for one. It's a whole system. So you have to take the time. When people doing these meditations, it's really allowing the space. You need space. You are a creator. If someone's all in your creation, no, you don't know what you're doing. You can't be that. Don't go there. You don't know enough. Stop. No, do it like this. My mom said, and we do this to our kids. So don't think it's happening this way. It's happening this way and that way. We destroy the space of their unlimitedness. We give them laws and rules. Gravity. Sure. How is that happening? Where is that coming from? You know. No, I don't know. See, the theory of, so that's a thought. That's a theory. See, we don't ever hear it. You taught your kid how to look at the world, even though the way you see it is not right.
Yeah.
That's theory. And true experience, you could never know anything, but yet you are. It's the same way your heart is beating. Same way you're breathing. But we don't see the divine in every breath. We don't see that when we open our eyes, that every light in the universe falls right into our very being to be experienced right here in your very soul. We don't see it like that. We see, no, the galaxy. Oh, you mean you can pierce in the whole universe for eternity? Just look up. There's no roof. We don't see that. It's a love bubble holding us from what? We don't know. These are more concepts. We see concepts that are not real. That's brainwash. Be who you are. But now it takes courage to go back to the original kid that had no rules and wanted to do what you wanted to do, and that's what it was. Courage. Because it's not a sometime thing. It's an all time. Forever you gotta be you. You can never go back into your mask, into your cage. You may have to let your job go. You may have to be broke. So what? Pick up a book. They have a library. They even have the internet. Rebuild it. But build it on who you are, the truth. And I'm not just saying it like a theory. I had to experience doing these things.
Right.
Y'all just meet up. Hey, what's up? I'm just building God. It's for everything. Because you forever want to get better. And the better you get, you fall in love with the creator of the creation. You. Oh, yeah, you really getting it now. Yeah, this me. This the one I am. Yeah, that's all me. You like it. You don't have to talk about it. The experience of you full power, that's where it's at. People experience the vibration of that vibration. Yeah. God vibe only. That's my whole thing. Why vibe any lower? What are y'all doing? There's like a menu of everything. And I'm saying, so who created the menu? That's the one I want to see. Go to the source. When you got a problem, I need to speak to the manager. And I need to speak to the owner. Who made it? Get to the root.
I like that you brought up courage, because the word strength has been going through my mind, and I appreciate you bringing in community, because I often with my clients and for myself have looked at the stories of Buddha sitting under the Bodhi tree and the demons came, and Jesus sat in the desert and the demons came. I mean, how do we not understand from that the metaphor, right? That at a certain point you have to sit on the ground. You have to say, this is it, enough's enough. And you have to sit on the ground with your back straight, metaphorically, you know, with the courage and strength, and watch the demons go by, right? One after the other. I mean, especially you're awakening to yourself and you're seeing what's happening in the world, you know, the dark times we're talking about, which so many people that listen to this show are aware of, you know, and it's causing them great distress. So it's like, there's something about how do people tap into that level of strength and courage to just sit with and behold. And really, you know, it's like when, at least as I remember the story of Jesus, he'd be like, I see you. You're a devil. Keep going. Right.
It's
like
exactly
that strength, you know, I see you. Move on.
The way when enough is enough. When you're broken and you can't pick up the pieces and you can't do nothing else, when you can't move, I will not budge. That's when you sit in the front, and then the whole game changes. That's what it is. When you break, you will be broken. And that's what suffering's doing. It's teaching you. Nah, I got it. I can go a little more. Then go a little more. One day it's all going to break, because it's all of time. It's all going to change. The people you love, they will all die. Everything you are experiencing right now never existed. Soon as it comes, it leaves. And it comes and goes so fast it can never even be. That's the moment. So people who hold on to things in the moment, they decay like sand. You hold on to relationships, they decay like sand. All these things is teaching you until you be still and nothing can move you. And that's the unmovable. When you decide, I need to understand the whole thing. Who am I? What is really happening? Why is this like that? It causes the awareness from outward to turn inward. Then you fight in the real fight, my inner demon, my inner habits, my perceptions, how I see the world, how I feel the world, how I'm attached to the world, how I want the world to be. That's the real thing. And once, like when your heart is aching to that point, you sit down because you can't move. Like it's a spiritual thing. Like It's like you blossoming. There's no pills that's going to hold you or anything. It's a calling in your soul. And you sit down and you're willing to fight these demons. You're willing to whatever you have to do. And what happens when you're willing, you realize that fear is only fearing itself. You become consciousness. You open your eye. That's the opening of your eye, your third eye, my inner awareness. I'm looking dead at my situations, and not just I'm looking at them. I'm okay. So this is this. That means that. And if that means that, this means this. So why am I scared of this? You're starting to clear this out because this got to get cleared. You ain't never cleared your mind out. We learn it all day, every day. Audio, feelings, textures, smells, people, energies, thoughts. Television, whatever the hell's happening in this universe. But we never we are the supercomputer. But we never defragment the computer. So it's all just programs twitching in. Hey, hi, they twitching in. I'm trying to get it right. I don't know what happened. Because it's all just running. But when we be still, we put this there, that there. That doesn't make sense. Wait. None of this makes sense. And then, it's just a voice. And then you use it for training.
How do you mean you use it for training?
Because everything is a perspective. If you believe that there's a devil and all that, you run from it. If you see that you are it is you. That's what Jesus and the Buddha realizes. I am the perceiver of all of reality. I'm not an angel. I'm not a demon. I will perceive those things. Yeah. And in the way I perceive them, I will be those things if I keep looking at those things. But I'm just perception. I'm just awareness, the Holy Spirit. So when you start to realize that, you gain dominion over everything in existence. Because God made you the most perfect thing that could be made. The unmade that is made. Like, you can't catch me. I'll be back. I'm still here. We'll still be. And that's the love. How could you be so perfect? And that's the breaking of everything in your being. You are perfection. You just never looked in it and looked into it. You never looked into, the kingdom of God is within. You see it? They can't see it. It's you that has to see it within yourself. And that seeing is realizing everything I have ever experienced has never been experienced by anybody but me. Every dream, every thought, every song, every little tune I play in my being is from heaven. And I never shared any of it. That's what's happening. The world is so dark because we're not sharing your light. You're sharing a story of who they told you are, but that's ridiculous. Because if I say this, women should be in their place and act how they act. Dude, you're a man. Shut up. You have nothing to do with this woman thing. And this is how crazy, if we really pull the string, women don't even have anything to do with this women thing. Y'all all doing crazier things every time I see somebody else. What's a man? Depend where you look. You see? We don't realize we're all hermaphrodites. Women that turn to men. It all starts as a woman. This is how it starts. See, we don't accept the wholeness. Everything is within you. Feminine and masculine. You're just using the duality to claim one side. Be still. What is will always be. What you are is only what you are. You are that. It can never change. You cannot be a squirrel. You jump in the squirrel and still be you. Thinking.
Thinking squirrel thoughts.
Yeah. You said something in the interview on Buddha at the Gas Pump about like a guardian to awakening, like there's a guard at the gate. And you said, if you have a lot of fear running, then fear will be like the guardian at the gate, the last guardian before you enter what is, right? And then you said, if you don't have a lot of fear running, your guardian that the mind creates could be heaven, and heaven could be the guard at the gate. And I thought that was a really interesting concept. I said it, but that was a really...
No, you said it, and was scared that you said it. You see it happening.
You were so fast on that too.
Got it. But I thought that was really interesting to bring into the conversation because, this is us understanding how this mind works so we can see, right? We can see. And I'm like, oh, you don't just use fear, right? It's not just the bad stories, quote unquote. We can use anything. The mind could throw anything, even heaven.
Yeah. So when we talk about like the principles, there's a way you have to navigate all the way out. Everything good just reflects bad. Bad reflects good. Mm. So if you want great, go into bad and face bad. And when you conquer that, you'll get great. Think about it is, you'll be great. Great. It's not everything. It's not all. Mm. Heaven is just a nice place to be. It's a vacation. But heaven is heaven. It's just another higher realm. Who created heaven? How are there all these angels? Where's that music coming from? Hey, can we really fly this fast? What is all of this? You're back in the same place. You never moved. Just different suits. Mm. Don't get caught in any of it. That's what's happened. It's trying to catch you as awareness. Don't be caught by any of it. Not any of your thoughts. Not any of your feelings, not any of your emotions. That's why they say seek God first, but you got to seek it with everything in your being. So you got to use all your fear and all your good because it's a long journey. It's all the way, all or nothing. And then you have to burn everything, all of it, all the demons, all the angels, all the dysfunction, everything negative, me not having, me lacking, abuse, all these things. You have to use all these things. And all the help you had, all the encouragement, all the beauty, it all must be destroyed, all equally. Because it must be the end of all ends. So it all has to go. You meet an angel, he really pop up. You meet a devil, he really pop up. Or if you meet an alien, they're all alien to you. Mm. And they all have to go. Who created us? We all in it. So where are we going? And that's how you go. You go with everything. Mm. But this is it. You'll break out. You will experience what people call enlightenment, self-realization. You literally are God. Awareness has no bound by anything. In all dimensions, you are perfect. Mm. But the perfect part is that's the perfect trap. Realizing you're perfect. And you can experience it as like you experience this, but all of existence. Outwardly, inwardly, through all of it. There's so much. It never stops. Like, it never, ever stops. And you can experience never stopping.
By perfect trap, do you mean like holding on to heaven? That kind of trying to?
Realizing you are heaven. Mm. You are God beyond heaven. Mm. See, when you really let go of everything, you are pure awareness. And awareness is everything because there's no such thing of anything without something being aware of it. You allow everything to be. If there's a devil, that's why you're the all powerful one.
I've been joking with Vanessa that the last few months I keep having these experiences. I call them like phantom limb pain where I'll notice longing for something, but it's not true. I don't really long for it, but the habit of wanting something I don't have, it just does its thing. It's like, I wish I lived in this house. And it's like, I do live in this house. Like it just is trying to come up with something to long for. It's so to watch that stage of like the habit trying to grab something and then it's empty is hilarious and humbling because you see how much of your whole life, your entire life, every part of your life was just these acting out habits of a thing to grab onto that wasn't here.
Everything is trying to grab you attention. You're the most beloved thing ever to be. Mm-hmm. So everything in creation is, look at me, God, look at me, because you're God. Right. The rose, oh, it's a beautiful rose, because you can only see it as you are. Mm-hmm. So everything wants you, even the demon. Hey, you're not nothing. Hey, you're a woman. You'll never be. What? Gotcha. Now here we go.
Right. I got your attention.
You're the woman. You see what I'm saying?
I love what you're saying. I think it's worthy of pointing to too. I heard you say something to the effect of like people are afraid or uncomfortable with using the word God, and that's because they don't know God. It's like I think it's worth. Even God has become a concept.
Yeah, when I use the word God, instantly you think of something.
Right. Yeah.
So this is the funny part to see if someone's up. If I say God and you just continue, you might be up. Because that is like the flag word, the black flag, red ship. Did you just say what? Your mind can't handle that because your mind has to understand. And he just said that like he said, I'm David. And like it alarms. So it's a setup because I'm going to tell you I'm God, but I'm not saying that as a body. I'm going to break this down, and that's the setup. And then you're going to be stuck with the truth. So you're going to be unstuck. And no carpet. And I don't know what happens on that side of that.
Right. I feel like if we could give you a nickname, it would be God Vibes Only. You said earlier, it's like nothing else, just God Vibes Only.
Why anything else?
Why anything else? Exactly.
It's so simple. You want me to give you 50% of a person? You want to put 50% in this relationship, or you want the 100? See, people don't even understand relationship. 50-50. So that's a whole half missing on two sides. You mean 100-100? That's what people don't realize. If you come into this fully independent and I come into this fully independent, the only way we gonna last is if I love you and you love me. How crazy. So that should be the only thing for a relationship, to build each other, to be independent, so you can get away from me. And then you see the duality game, they'll be attracted to you. Bless them. Like, don't just give them a blessing, bless them to bless. Give them their own everything. I'm trying to give my wife everything in existence so I can run around and not be. But people are selfish, control. You're my woman. You're my man. This is how I want you to be. Conform. And then we slowly, inwardly become what we're not. Outwardly, we're pretending. Yeah, I know the role. Inwardly, I hate it all. Then you see this is the program. Why are you cheating? What? Why do men cheat? You know they cheat with women, right? No one sees the spectrum, both sides. But we got to wake up. Why do you care is really what it should be. Like, why do we care about anything that's not in your reality? We lost reality. And reality is all quiet over here. Nice sunny day. The clouds are nice. Still beautiful space. Turn on the television. I need to hear something. You can't handle yourself. I always tell people, sit in a room by yourself. And however long that is, cut that into like a fourth. Because if you can't stand yourself, I damn sure can't stand you. And that's just what it is. If you leave me in the room, you have to come check and see if I'm not dead. You're right. Oh, no, I'm just, But you have to be so into your experience, you forget. Because who's remembering you but you? That's the problem. You care about you too much, but you really don't. You care about the idea of you, the story of you, not the feelings, the one that's hurt, the one that feels the pain, the suffering. You care about, even if I'm suffering, I put the mask on. And the mask is always smiling. And the heart is breaking, dying, hurting. And that's an energetic wave. I can feel people hurting. So it's hard to not try to talk about your pain. If you keep looking at me, I'll be you. Because that's the mirror effect. We're reflections. I can't be here on this interview without you. And that's how it is. All for one. We make each other's experience. So oneness is the law. Realizing that, I want you to be the best. I want you to be better than me. Mm. And then I want to run into you. You see? Yeah. So I want to make you better than me. And that's the ripple effect of the whole thing. It's very simple once you understand the center place. Mm. If I understand that I am God, I am a creator, then this is my creation. And what I create is expressed from my wave, my frequency. If I'm creating out of love, it comes through as love. It comes through as joy, bliss, wisdom. You feel it. Because I'm not using real words, like we're not taking it there. It's just simple. But how many people create out of love, of knowing, of truth, of wisdom, of giving, of appreciation? No, because I'm trying to get mine for this check. I hope this is the one. So it's not the one. Mm. But when you just have unlimited love for everybody, what do you mean? I'm trying to duck everybody. You're just giving out true love because you are that. When you do the work for yourself, do the sit down, do the 40 days, 40 nights, the dark night of the soul, when you just jump into absolute nothing and just say, this is what it is, inwardly, after the storm, you're the eye. You stay the eye. Mm. You see the storm around and it has nothing to do with you. Yeah. It can't touch you or nothing. And it's just perfect. You just blossom in that. Now your creation is of God. Mm. And that has no limit, no cap. We don't know. And the stream of that people are in. This is why people have all these people following them. Because I'd rather be over there than over here with you complaining about how you're not going to make it, how we did, how I'm not good enough. And all. I'm going to go where it feels good. Mm-hmm. And that's what's happening. People can't see that through a book or on a video. Well, you can feel it on this, but it has to be real truth. Mm-hmm. The truth that it has nothing to do with anything. You feel the space that gets you anywhere. Out of your video, whatever. You'll just, and then you'll just come back down. You see. But it takes no time to jump out of time. You just got to run out. I'm done. And be done with time. And then be still in that space. You'll start to see the game different. Your perception changes. It's like you clean off the mirror. You face your fears. What it is you've taken a step into the unknown. But then what happens is something catches you. But when you consciously take a step in the unknown and something catches you, you added a new piece. Wait. I was for sure done. Mm. Wait. What do you mean to tell me? Wait. And then you run and you're flying. People, it's not that people can't understand the truth. They just can't understand that truth with that faith level because you have to live it. That's why you can learn the books and people tell me all day about the truth. Like, yeah. So let's go fly. Mm. Man, I'm trying to get the boots off. They haven't jumped. Yeah. They haven't created. Everybody know how the world should be. Well, why? Who's creating it? I'm creating it. Everywhere I go, every time, all the time. God. Every thought, I'm uplifting everybody. Mm-hmm. When I fall, it's great. People try to point out when you fall. I'm just practice. I got hit. Now I need to practice. Don't get hit. God, got me again. You feel me? You're evolving. Mm. Every day I will be getting better. It's one step. My way I learned in the military is not to look, I'm in the military. Because once the first day you was in, you in for the contract. So that's like how I see life. But the way you make it out is not look all the way into it. Because if you heard today and you look 4 more years, you jump it. Mm-hmm. But if you just focus on the now, focus on one step. Can I make it this day? Can I make it right now? One step. And then you build something that can't be broken by this world. Because if you fall, you learn all the damn steps. You just walk back up. Oh, yeah. What's up? Go get what you want. That's what it's about. Discipline and focus. I haven't even realized, because I went to the military, it gave me discipline and focus. But if you didn't, where do you get that? Who's going to teach you to be still? Who's going to teach you long term, look at the same thing and keep walking? Nobody. See, that's the love when we run into beings that know the truth. We have to realize it like that. They're not just trying to be over you, I'm above you. They are you. They're trying to give you the cheat goes through them to you. It's not about what they look like, what they do, or anything. Can you realize that there is a God here? And it is you. Has nothing to do, but that is it. That is it. It's always just that.
So beautiful, David. I can't think of a better place to wrap up. And it's really gorgeous.
I know, David, that you started to mention what you were doing on YouTube this winter with depression, but I know you wanted us to remind you. Was there anything else you wanted to share about that?
Yeah, I appreciate you telling me this. We live in a place where a paradigm shift happened. And the way you can understand this is by when we look at phones. Let me show you. So when we talk about phones, you can see the paradigm shift between the phone. See, there's a generation that that existed before phones were out. Meaning the way they see the world is very slower, very different. But then now we have to understand that kids are born with all the information they can handle right now. So meaning where you graduated is where they started. And this is the distance between all this. So we have people with the wisdom that live life and understand reality, but then we have the kids with all this energy that want to create, but we don't have nothing connecting it. So this is why we have so many theories. You should do this, you should do that. But we don't look in ourselves. How would I act at their age? Oh, I get it now. So I should do that. So what I'm trying to do is, on my channel, I'm trying to get people into the game. See, this means we are out the game. You can program yourself. When we say we are programmed, you can download your programs, your motivation, your inspiration, your enlightened minds, whatever it gotta be, whatever, and put it in your being. See, the way we program ourselves is what you see, you be. What you listen to, that's what you speak. What you eat, that's what this becomes. So when we understand that the game is not about waking up. Now the game is about being God, being creators, realizing that we're connected now, the whole world. You can have a link. Like I just put a link in my description and then the whole world can donate to you. So you really can't have any more excuses. And on my channel, I'm going to make the way, like, we're going to break it down. And I'm from the dirt. I'm from the desert. So I'm going to show you. So look, if you broke and you don't have no money, you have nothing like this, from that, I'm going to show you. And then we're going to be moving. This winter is coming. And I'm always fighting depression. We have to already have the solution. We already have to have the answer. It's not like it's here. Now what? The days are going to get shorter. The darkness is going to get dark. It's going to get cold. It's not going to be too much activity. And the mind, that's when the mind really sinks in. When you got to marinate in all of your destruction. So what I'm doing is that it's easy for you to book a ticket and fly to anywhere. So what I'm doing is we're putting together a program and then we just weekend program, a 3-day program or a 2-day program. And then we fly, we get a hotel, we get a conference room. We really start together as real people. What are your real problems? So we can get real solutions and we can get real action. Who's depressed? Me. What causes your depression? Okay, now we put a solution. We change it. We add something. If you take off a habit, you got to put something in replace. Or the game of just do it and come back to it. That's why when people do diets, it never works. You got to change your whole life. You got to change the friends you're around. You got to change the environment. You got to wake up and start getting in the environment, walking around. You got to change what you're listening to. You got to try new foods. You got to go on random adventures. This would bring you back to your inner child. You have to wake up your spirit, your heart, your joy. You gotta be an adventurer in this world. Like, I wonder what's happening today. You gotta look forward to it. What am I going to create? Who am I going to meet? Because it's all divine. But we have to get together. Like, it goes back to just the spoken word. We've lost community. We all live in a community and don't know anybody. I hate my neighbors. They might hate me. I don't know. We don't know, you see? But we have to come together. So I'm just building like playlists. People have like, let me give an example. One of my reflections came to Virginia, where I'm at. If y'all want to come to Virginia, I'll be in Virginia. We do real awakenings. Virginia is a beautiful place. Why not run around it, changing your life? You forgot the reality first. We went from sticks and dirt to iPhones and satellite. You are God. You just have to realize it, seeing what's real, and seeing the mask. Oh, I see. You'll see it. And then you'll have the choice, because you'll know the difference, who you truly are. And when you're putting the mask on, the choice is what changes you. So I'm offering people to come to Virginia. I'm offering to come to where you're at to make workshops. And for this whole holiday season, we're going to like focus on depression, post-traumatic stress, anxiety. And the way we're going to do it is like, we're going to not just help me, you're going to help yourself, and then you're going to help people. Together, we're going to help. And that's just what I'm starting. So if you with it, you're a part of it. It's not don't watch me. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Just don't watch me. People are really hurting. Like, I know the pain. So if I have the pain and the solution, I have to do something. People donate and they don't know they can change somebody's life. There's people out here, like $5 will change their whole life. Mm-hmm. But then there's people out here with billions don't know what to do with it. I know. So we got to make the connect. The person with the billion, he's lonely. The person right here, he has all the dreams, but together they can create a whole different world, a whole different spectrum. Mm-hmm. So we got to just start being true. We got to start coming together. So just throwing events. You have power. You have an audience. People have this YouTube thing, but they don't realize what it is. This never happened. So use it. Take full advantage of it. Because they're watching you. I'm watching you now. I'm watching you now. So what are we going to do? And it's like that. People are willing, because the soul, when you give, it wants to receive. And when it receives, it wants to give. So when y'all make shows and y'all give into the world really wants to come play with you, meet you, uplift you, take everything. But y'all have to open it up for that. I don't know if y'all do or don't, but I'm just saying. So I'm taking full advantage of that on day one. So it be the trend the whole way. So you know what it is. Don't watch it. Get in.
Get in the water of love.
Do it. Get on in.
It's safe. Come on in. Mm-hmm. And we're going to get to see you at the Science and Non-Duality Conference in 2 weeks.
Soon.
So.
Out there in Cali.
That's
West. Oh, yeah. So everyone can come join us for that and catch us all together. This has been amazing, David.
Yeah, thank you for your beautiful heart and for your work and for talking with us.
Thank y'all for the opportunity, giving people the opportunity to share the truth. It's a two-way dance we doing. Yeah. So I appreciate y'all too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to today's show. The show notes, including any resources we mentioned, live as always at blissandgrit.com. The specifics to this show will be within its episode's post. And if you want to find more of David's work, you can go to his YouTube channel or Instagram, which is Enlightened Mindz with a Z. You can chat us up and support the show in a few different ways. First, there's Instagram and Facebook, of course. You can subscribe at YouTube or iTunes, or you can become a supporting member at patreon.com Bliss and Grit. That is a place where you can donate a small monthly amount and get resources, including a private forum, downloadable meditations, and a getting started guide for yourself. We also both make our livings working privately with clients all over the world who want support on their paths. So information about how to find our private practices are also linked on the Bliss and Grit website, or you can just go to vanessascotto.com or brookthomas.me. We are so grateful for the reviews you've written, for the membership support you've provided, and all the notes you send. Here's an iTunes review from Zyclope 1987. I love how this podcast feels like eavesdropping on two besties having a deep conversation. The heart-to-heart aspect between Vanessa and Brooke hooked me from the first or second listen, and they're a regular part of my podcast listening. Listening to them always feels like exquisite self-care. The honesty and willingness to name and claim the hard stuff always feels genuine and models how to reflect on these often challenging themes ourselves. Thanks, Vanessa and Brooke. Keep them coming. Thank you, all of you, and we'll be back next week.